Hello guys, my name is SoulArts. Welcome back to another video, and today I just want to talk about what makes RWBY so amazing. Finally, a positive RWBY video from me. Who would have thought? Actually, all my videos are positive, but you know, who would have thought? You know what I'm saying? It feels good to do this. It feels good to really make this video. So just to do this in a different order, because I know everybody wants me to do volume 1 through 3, right? Everybody wants to do those first, and everybody thinks, hey, he ain't gonna say nothing good afterwards. Please shut up. I have a lot to say that's good after volume 3. So let's do this in reverse order. Let's take it from the top and work from the bottom. Pause, just like with Neo. So with that being said, let's do volume 9 and let's just start off with it. The Red Prince. Now I know you see the drip.
Them niggas the fucking drip, man.
I know you like. Alright, hold on. Actually, one of the best designs in volume 9. I would say it's a top 5 or top 10 design just in the series, just as a character. Yes, the design is that good. Oh, shut up, right? It reminds me of Kikimora. It reminds me of Toon Link. You know what I'm saying? Those designs just go crazy. Like, those are top 2 designs right there. Like, them names, you hear those names, you immediately think of like Kobe Bean, Michael Jordan. It's just amazing. In all honesty, the design is fucking amazing, and I actually just love the character. I know a lot of people think he's annoying, and I could understand it. Nobody likes the whole bratty, you know, kid screaming archetype. I get it, but I like the character. I think he's really fucking funny, and I think the VA, whoever did the voice, like I said, whoever did the voice, y'all did amazing. Even in my reaction video, I said y'all did amazing. I was so geeked off of my reaction just because of the voice acting alone. Like, he has one of my favorite lines of just that's me, thank you very much. Like, it's so cool, bro. It's so cool. So yeah, the Red Prince, honestly, one of like the best characters to come out of volume 3. I also just love the crack design. I like seeing him in RWBY Beyond. I wonder what's gonna happen with him. I don't think we'll ever see them again unless we probably get like something with Neo. Please hire me, please, Rooster Teeth. I know the reputation don't look good, but I promise you it's just a lot of misinterpretation. Just hire me, bro. People at RWBY, please. All right, but with that being said, you know what I'm saying? I think top tier character. RWBY's depression. Now, I will say it shouldn't have took 9 volumes to get this, you know what I'm saying? However, big however, when we got it, it was one of the best things in this fucking, oh my god, it was the best thing in the volume. They just kept teasing it, edging it on, pause, just like Neo stroking me. Like, it was so good. It was actually one of the best things in that volume because it highlighted just how being a leader could feel, how it feels to just try to carry everything, to not express yourself, or just to have signs go unnoticed. And I just really loved it. It made for one of, probably the most brutal episodes in RWBY. But it was one of the best episodes in RWBY. In my opinion, I think Volume 9 has the best writing also. Like, I think it has some of the best writing in RWBY, the most best and consistent writing. And some of the execution, you know what I'm saying? I think this is some of the best we've gotten. Now, I personally enjoy others. Like, this isn't my favorite volume, but it's up there. But I could definitely say this has some of the best writing the series has ever had. And it's because of, like, this depression theme and because of the build-up. And I really think everything just hit hard with it, to where you could understand the weight, the emotion, the depth, the psyche of the characters, and everything just came together so well with the visuals, with the fucking soundtrack. You know what I'm saying? It was just an amazing depiction, in my opinion, and I really enjoyed it. And, you know, bonus points because Neo, which we'll get to you later. But yeah. The Ever After as a whole. This place is really weird, really freaky, and yeah, I know some people complain about, oh, the shading for the you know, how the story composed this and this and this, and I get it, right? However, the designs for this place, because I didn't even care too much for the shaders. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that picky. When it came down to it, I just loved how just the characters looked and how unique every place was. From the candies to the paper pleasers to the Jabberwocker, like everything was so cool. It was so unique, and I just enjoyed everything. Yeah, you could say it was basic. Yeah, you could say it's a fantasy make-believe world, but I think they did everything really fucking well, especially with these designs, to make everything look unique but not disturbing, still eye-catching and still eye-pleasing without feeling too out of place. I think they did a really well job of it, and I really just enjoyed every place we went to. I really just loved. My favorites have to be I'm gonna like fuck up the names, but like the Royal Red Castle place they went to when they had when they were like having the introspection about themselves and thinking back. Then obviously Neo's manor or mansion, or the Neo estate, but I'm not gonna call that the Neo estate, but you know what I'm saying. I just really loved the characters and just how everything came about. It was really good in my opinion. Bumbleby. Yeah, bet you weren't expecting this one, huh? Solars don't got nothing good to say about Bumbleby. Yeah, I could appreciate what's good about it. I just also personally don't like it. But Bumbleby, what was done good about this? Well, like I said, if you let's forget about Sun. Let's forget about Sun. It looked really cool, and I could understand why some of the people liked some of the moments, like the hug, like this, like that. I could understand it, and it was perfectly fine. The confession scene, I could understand where they were going, and I really enjoyed the intent they were trying to do. Me personally, I don't think it works well with the characters. It's not like their weapons were removed. Yang could have just blasted across the, the place. Blake could have swung around, and even if she couldn't swing around, she could have just used her semblance to jump off of herself. She did it in the Nevermore fight. So there were ways to get across this without confessing, so I could sit here and definitely nag it on, but I could appreciate the intent they were trying to go for and the route they were going for. Sure, I didn't enjoy it. I don't enjoy Bumblebee, but I could appreciate why somebody else would like it and understand why people would like it. So yeah, I think they did fine with it. Also, just the colors and the music in the scene as a whole, it's really good. Like I said, I can appreciate it, although I do not like it. Juniper. I just really like the design. That's it. There's not much else to say. Juniper is just a really cool design. I really like that he named it after, his teammate. Just the design, it's really cool, really cute, and I'm surprised I don't see much art of Juniper anymore. But yeah, I really like it. Really cool, and yeah, I don't think you'll ever come back. But it's gonna be interesting to see if John misses his pet or whatever you wanted to consider it. But yeah, that's really cool. John. Now, I think John overall is just a really cool person, especially the voice acting. Like, dude, the voice acting on that one scene, bro. The voice acting when he just snaps, bro. Miles. Look at me in my eyes. Look at me in my eyes, bro. Every time since the beginning of RWBY, you be putting your all into the voice acting, bro. Come here, let me look at your eyes, right? Look. You are amazing. The emotions, bro. You give it your all. You be in the studio just going crazy, and I appreciate it. I really do. Coming from somebody who voice acts and writes and all that other stuff, I appreciate it. The hard work, the talent, the dedication, it means a lot. It's really fucking nice. So yeah, John, just the voice acting was really cool. I loved the new design. Rusted Knight, you could say, yeah, it's whatever. But overall, I really liked it. Seeing John become older is kind of cool. He also has the white streaks now. People were relating it to Neo, but he has the white streaks now, and it's interesting because Neo got her white streaks from, emotional trauma. John gets his white streaks. You could say it's from emotional trauma, but it's not. It's more because of being old. So it's interesting to see. John should be a really, really, really competent fighter now. He should be at the level of like Crow Bronwyn. And I know that's a big reach to say, but when you think about it, John has been a rising fighter ever since, and now he has the experience and wiseness. race, even if it's just Jabberwockers, right? You could say Jabberwockers aren't crazy people like, you know, Cinder and anything like that. But even then, just fighting constantly and running that schedule constantly on a day-to-day basis is going to be extremely interesting to see how well he developed as a fighter with that experience and just fighting unorthodox fighters. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Maybe he knows how to kill Grim better by dealing with Jabberwockers. It's really interesting. Maybe you just see some better strategy from him now, and also just how it affects him. But just because his body got reverted doesn't mean his mental can always fully be there. So he should still be somewhat destroyed and damaged. But it's really interesting to see how John was portrayed, and I really did like it. I really liked the design, and I really liked just Miles using, you know, a deeper, more natural, I think that's his more natural voice. But yeah, it was really interesting to see, and it was really cool, and maybe we'll, you know, have some flashes and glimpses of it again. But yeah, overall, really fucking dope. The overall theme of this fucking volume. I thought the overall theme was really good. A lot of people said, oh, it glorifies suicide. I think a lot of those people missed the point. I don't think it glorifies suicide. I think it actually shows you that, yo, you should pay attention to these signs. You should understand yourself. You should know yourself, know where you come from, know your beginnings, know your growth, you know, constantly push forward, keep moving forward. You know, I think it should push those things onto you. And I don't think it glorifies suicide at all just because RWBY died and then, you know, or Pseudo died and then came back to life even stronger. I don't think that's what that should entail. RWBY died because she got beat down so badly mentally and then had to find herself again. Yes, dying led to her finding herself, but killing herself wasn't the reason for that. She could have found herself with or without it, but it was just a show the brutality and how far first Neo would go and how far, you know, she's just been beaten down and broken to find herself, to find that inner strength. But I think the overall theme of just keep moving forward, finding the inner strength and just, you know, to push on, really cool. Always have hope. Always, you know, it's just messages I always try to send to people, you know, always have hope, keep pushing on, this, you know. And it's also just that Monty quote of keep moving forward, which everyone should always do. Just one foot in front of the other, baby steps, you'll get through it. And I just appreciated the overall theme of it. And, you know, it's just growth, just change. And that's all Ascension really is, growth, change. That's it. You're gonna fall, you're gonna improve, you're just gonna grow, you're gonna change. Just like the paper pleasers, you're gonna understand what you need, you're gonna deal with these certain circumstances, you're gonna find yourself and change. Yeah, it's through death, but death wasn't the intended message for it, in my opinion. I think a lot of people just took it too literal. But overall, I think the overall theme is pretty good, pretty solid, and yeah, it was just really dope to see. I got sick recording this part, so if I sound any different, I just want you to know now everything forward is me being sick. So yeah, it fucking sucks. Raven and Summer mention, I've been waiting for this because Team Stark don't get shit in this series. Team Stark don't get anything. So when you get a piece of Team Stark, whether it's Raven, Summer, Ty, Crope, it just makes everything much better. And I love the dynamic here because you see so much and you understand so much and so little. You can understand Raven feels some sort of way about abandoning Yang and being hurt because she thinks that Summer is a better mother than her to some regard. And in my opinion, I just love that because the dynamic shows that Raven didn't do this to try to hurt Yang or to try to do anything of that nature. She just doesn't view herself fit as a mother, and that's an issue that many mothers have to go through. Viewing others as better mothers just because of, you know, certain things and how the world works. I think it's a really beautiful concept between the three where it shows that Raven is still afraid to be a mother because she views Summer as a better mother. So she left Yang in her care because she thought it would be best for Yang. Yeah, she abandoned her daughter, but she did it for a good reason. And I like that because it shows the humanity in her, but it also shows that that decision was very costly and she didn't think ahead, thinking about what could happen and the consequences of those actions. I also really just love love how we get a summer mention. Like I said, we don't often get summer. If we do get summer, it's to tease Ruby's silver eyes, but we don't get summer just being summer. And I enjoy that we do get her, because Summer is a very blank character thus far. We know of her, we're told of her, but we don't see her. And seeing her is much more impactful than hearing about her. So I love this, and I just think this was a good scene. I literally can't mention a flaw with it. And even just the small things of like facial expressions, Raven's smirk, her getting offended, you know, as you can see, I clearly like Raven. But it's very dope, and I really do enjoy the moment a lot. Neo. Now, as you know, this is my wife, and I can't wait to talk about wifey. Yeah. Alright, so Neo. She was actually just so amazing this volume. And I think, and yeah, personal bias maybe, la-di-da-di-da, but I think she was the best just here. And Neo's always a great character, because even without or with knowing her backstory, she's such a fucking beautiful character, because you understand the depths of her loyalty, revenge, psyche, and she doesn't say words. And I understand why they don't make her say words, and you know, that's fine. That's a whole nother issue in that regard. And you know, not really an issue, but that's a whole different statement for a different video. But Neo has always been a character you could understand perfectly with or without her backstory, and her backstory and outside material only enrich her as a character. But she's also just a really good character because you can understand her. There's some characters in RWBY where you can't even understand them fully, or the intended purpose of how you're supposed to understand them is ruined because of bad execution or certain dialogue choices. Neo doesn't have this restriction, and she kinda just skirts around doing her own thing. But how does this relate to Volume 9? Well, Volume 9, you understand the depths of her emotion and how far she's willing to go immediately. Landing in and immediately being on business, seeking out to kill RWBY. Just immediate. And you understand the depths of her emotion, how far she's willing to go, even when she sees the Jabberwocker, a creature that she has never seen before. She's not intimidated, she's not scared, she's not questioning. She knows RWBY is here, and her mind is focused on one thing: making her break. And I could honestly respect it, and I just view it as so fucking amazing that she could just overwhelm the Jabberwocker, someone that's seen as a crazy threat, with her semblance. And her semblance also getting an upgrade, which I will say and mention this, I don't really like that they said this is her semblance being upgraded into Ever After. I thought this was a natural change because the series literally doesn't say that, besides the writer saying, yo, she's been buffed in the Ever After. I think if this change was just more natural, it would be much more cooler. But yeah, Neo was absolutely amazing. She was integral to this story and plot. She was obviously the main antagonist, along with the, you know, Curious Cat and then the Jabberwocker on the side. But she was really amazing, and I really love seeing her shine from the shadows. Just also her home, getting the pictures of her. Like I said, if you read the book, it means so much to see those pictures of her. And if you don't read the books, you can at least get a concept of her character and what she was going through. I enjoyed the stuff with Roman. I loved seeing him come back. I loved seeing, you know, the expressions and just him in the new engine. It was so fucking dope. And also just the tea scene in general. A lot of people hate it because RWBY died and things of that nature. But if you remove your personal bias and or grudge for said character, the scene is beautiful. The scene is absolutely amazing. From the emotion to the manipulation to just everything. And I don't want to make it seem like I'm praising manipulation, but I'm praising the writing. I'm praising the writing, and you know, this. You know, it's like praising Death Note. I'm not saying Light Yagami was right or wrong. I'm not saying murdering people is right or wrong. However, the writing is fucking good, so you gotta praise the writing. And that's just what I want to do here. I just want to praise the writing because it was such a good scene, and the story's been building up to this moment for so long. So to finally see it done and done well is really amazing. My one issue with Neo and this entire thing is how fast they showed that she was lost without her goal. I thought it was excellent to say she killed RWBY and then lost her purpose after that. I think it was fine. I just didn't like how fast it felt. It was like RWBY's dead, she's lost. The world's crumbling, Cat takes over. And I think at just that point, it was like, I felt like it was so much going on and then it just happened so fast. I know that there was budgeting issues and maybe some things were cut and things of that nature. So if that's the case, I understand. However, it was just a issue I personally had with it. But besides that, Neo was pretty amazing this volume. And lastly, the one scene of her redemption and her choosing to go inside the tree, I thought was really beautiful. I thought it was really amazing. And I think it sums up her character really well for if you don't read the books. Like I said, I'm always going to bring it back because I've read the books and I love them. But I thought it was really beautiful for if you don't or do read the books because it shows her character. She's not necessarily evil per se. She just wanted the chance to have a friend, a family, you know, people to confide in, people to love, trust, and care for. And that's something she was denied her entire childhood. And the only person she ever had a friend with was a famous criminal. And this famous criminal didn't care about her life, her backstory, her things of that nature. He didn't demean her for her small stature. He didn't demean her for her voice. He accepted her. And that's something that she's been searching for throughout her entire life. And I know this is kind of getting off the railing, but you know, it's why I love Neo, because Neo isn't necessarily evil per se. She's evil because her first and only best friend was a criminal. So then she just got affected by that. And at the end of the day, she just became a product of her environment. She was surrounded by a famous criminal, and that was the only person that showed her a semblance of being human. He's the only person that treated her like she was something. And to that, in my personal opinion, is really beautiful. So the ending line where he says, "This is all you wanted," it's really amazing, and it's super fucking sad to see her just look at Roman and him be like, "Yeah, I'm not really here." And just to see him fade, it's really hard because it's literally the one piece of her that she's been holding on to. She has no one, literally no one. She doesn't care for Cinder. She doesn't care for Mercury or Emerald to our knowledge. She has no one. And it's literally her being stuck with her demons, her being stuck with her imaginary friend, which at one point it was Neo, but now it's Roman. She's a girl trapped in her thoughts, and her semblance is a perfect reflection of that. And I think it's just really beautiful. I think the one issues I've had with this as well, just like another issue, is just the gelato scenes. I know some people in RT really like gelato, and I know some people in Rooster Teeth also dislike gelato. Me personally, I really dislike it. I find it really weird that Roman was like 25 and met Neo at 18, and now people are trying to put them into a relationship. Yeah, it's legal, but morally I still view that really fucking weird. Roman, if he went to college, would be out of college right now pursuing a job unless he wanted to further his education even more. Neo is just out of high school or still in high school during this time. I just view it really weird to ship a 18-year-old and a 25-year-old. So me personally, I just don't like the idea of Roman spawn camping, just waiting for her to turn 18, just, ooh, can you be legal? Like, I personally just don't like it. I really just don't. So when Neo is looking at Roman in these gazes and they're all touchy-feely, it feels really weird because when I view the book, I view them as a brother and sister relationship. And if you wanted to, you could even say father-daughter. I think those dynamics work well for first morality, and I think it just fits well inside the depths of their character because Roman has never loved a female before. He doesn't even like honey wine. He just manipulates honey wine. And sure, they both understand the truth in each other, and that's really beautiful and all. But I don't think you should push the boundaries to say they're in love with each other. I think they both show interest in each other in the books. That's literally confirmed. Neo thinks Roman looks good. Roman has felt some sort of attraction towards Neo, and I think that's fine in some degree. But I think they should also pull back in it and say, yeah, I feel some sort of way about you, but guess what? Let's have boundaries and let's keep this relationship to father-daughter or brother-sister. My personal opinions only. That's how I felt. I went on a tangent. Anyways, let's move on to Neocat. Neocat. Now, besides the fact she got fucking bored, bro, just tasting all types of pussy. Should have been me. I should have been in her mouth. I'm sorry. Anyways, Neocat. I think it was really cool. I really enjoyed fucking just the voice actor. What's your name? Robbie Damon or something? Like, let me see. Hold on. Robbie Damon. You went fucking ballistic. You were just putting all the personality with this character. And I'll get to the Curious Cat like after this section. Robbie Damon did really well with just the Neocat voice. It was also really good to just see Neo talk and like move while talking, although it's not like her, but it felt good to see. It was just really cool. I enjoyed some of the designs with it of just like the big cat arms, the giant fucking teeth, the eyes, you know, some of the powers as well, like the mouth beam. I really did fucking enjoy it. It was just so fucking cool. And yeah, it was honestly just fucking beautiful. I thought the view of it all of what happened was really fucking cool, and you could say it was graphic and disturbing to some, which maybe I don't know, it personally didn't disturb me, but you could say it could be graphic and disturbing to some, or just slightly uncomfortable, which I think is really good in this context because the emotions and stakes of this scene is so fucking high. So I just love it. I just love the switch and just everything with it, and just the cat trying to like go back to Remnant to be like, bro, why the fuck am I here, bro? I'm curious about it. Let me go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just find it really cool. So yeah, I honestly just, I loved it, and I just love Neocat. Shout out the concept art that never made it through of Neo riding on a wheel. Like Neo just practically having Heelys or just body turning into a wheel. It's really fucking cartoonish, but I really just enjoy it because like that at that point Neocat just becomes like the Deadpool of like RWBY, right? You can make the comic book effects appear and all that. It's just really cool. Like, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom where it's like, this is my time. It's like she could do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really dope to just see and visualize and just think what could be done with this character. And even the fighting style, the smugness, like I enjoyed it all. And how, you know, the Curious Cat utilized Neo's abilities. And like I said, with or without using this, Neo uses her abilities just like this. Probably, you know, better, but Neo uses, you know, this style just like this. So it was really amazing to literally just see like how crazy her semblance is, because I've always known and I've always said Neo has one of the best semblance in this series. Completely overpowered, completely busted if used right, and it's just one of the best things you could ever use. And I think a lot of people underestimated that, because when I used to say that point, people would be like, nah, you're wrong, da 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 this. And then you get this, you get the series showing you, and it's like, oh, hold on, wait, oh, she got one of the best semblances. I wish I had that. You know, it's like, oh yeah. So yeah, I'm right, huh. But in all honesty, you know, it was just really cool, and you know, Neocat, just amazing. I loved it. Curious Cat. Now, the Curious Cat I loved, and like I stated before, just the voice acting and just the design of this fucking creature, of just, how should I say, geometrical? I don't really know. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to phrase it in a good way, in a professional manner. But I just really love the design, from the colors to just the uniqueness. Like I said, every design in this world was so damn unique, and I loved it. Like I loved it, and the Curious Cat is just one of those where it's like, it's a top design in RWBY. It's literally just a top design. It's that fucking good. And it's just so fucking cool to just see the Curious Cat. Like, it's so fucking dope. So, in my opinion, it was just amazing. I loved the betrayal. I love that, like, they wouldn't lie about it, but they would lie about it. Like, I don't know. I just love the path, how they felt about John, and just things of that nature. Like, everything was so fucking beautiful with this character. Like, I loved it. I loved it. Because it's literally, you know what I'm saying? It's like a cat. It's very conniving, very cunning, very smart. You don't know whether to trust her or not. Luck, there's everything. It was so fucking beautiful. And I loved it. Like they like, I don't know, you just couldn't ask for anything better. I love the final transformation of the cat. I loved how it changed colors. I love how it gave pieces of its heart to other things to heal them and calm them down. I love the original story with the gods and why they are curious. This isn't just a personality trait where, oh, I'm curious just because I'm curious. This is, I'm curious for a fucking reason to be curious. I'm fascinated with it all because that's what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? So I just love it, and I love how that curiosity turned into questioning and obsessions and things of that nature, you know, and I love it, you know, I truly do love it, and I think personally it was just really fucking good. lastly, you knew it was coming. You knew it was coming. You knew the last fight scene. It was fucking beautiful. It was really hype because of everything that was happening, and it was actually just really fucking good. From the camera work to the movements, they were very original, you know, volume 1 through 2, you know, very Monty-like in some sort of regard. I really enjoy just the fast-paced fluidity of it, because that's what makes RWBY in my opinion. You shouldn't be having these slow, drawn out, you know what I'm saying, fights, which you could, but it's not what RWBY is known for. It's known for that fast-paced, that fighting game feel like you playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Like it's really good. That smoothness, like it's a Tekken choreographed fight. You know, the action like it's a fucking new ground stick fight animation. Like that's what RWBY reminds me of with the fight scenes, and this kind of depicted that, and it just made us feel like we had that old charm back. The music, RWBY coming back was so fucking cool with just the colors, the nostalgia. And here's the thing that was good about this, because a lot of people rely on nostalgia. Nostalgia is what is needed for something to be good, right? That's what a lot of people rely on when they make a hit, when they make something really good. This wasn't a reliance on nostalgia. Whether the nostalgia factor was there or not, it was a really good scene combined with an excellent fight scene, and I really just loved it. Just from every fucking moment, it just showed that we were back. And I wish, like I said, I wish combat like this wasn't only saved for the endings. Like I'm not trying to rag on the series, because this video is supposed to be, you know, very happy, but it does irk me. It really does pain me for fights like this to only be saved for the end, when like back in volume 1, 2, and 3, these fights were always, these fights came every time. The fluidity, the fastness, it was always there. But now it's usually saved for the ending, and I get it, you know what I'm saying, budgeting and all that other stuff. But I just wish we could have this fluidity and stuff back. It's so fucking amazing. But yeah, I really do love it. I thought it was beautifully captured, and I really just loved everything with it. Even some of the team attacks and combos with Weiss, you know, summoning all the glyphs and having everybody jump around it, and just the colors of that scene was really dope. One personal gripe is probably like Blake being purple and then Weiss being like blue. I understand why they do it. It's their accent colors, but at this point it's starting to feel like, bro, these characters represent white and black. Make them white and black. Stop making them blue and fucking purple. Please, that's not what they represent. It's a accent color for a reason. Their name is Weiss and Blake for a reason. Follow the color naming rule. It's literally integral to the story. But besides that, you know, like nitpick and complaint, I love the fight scene. It was really amazing. It was done excellently from the camera work. And yeah, there's some issues here and there that I could complain about and be nitpicky about, because I am a animator, so I notice certain things that other people won't notice. But overall, if I'm not being a dickheaded prick, it's really amazing. And I'm not going to be a dickheaded prick, because I would be hating to just be hating at that point, because the fight scene is beautiful under close inspecting eyes and without inspecting eyes. The fight scene is beautiful regardless. But if you're just searching for flaws in something, you're gonna find flaws in it, and I'm not gonna find flaws in a fucking fight scene that's really amazing. I'm just not gonna do that. But yeah, in my personal opinion, I really love the fight scene. It was really amazing. And with that being said, I think it's time we go to our outro. So if I missed anything from volume 9, be sure to just comment it down below. I'll probably, you know, have a comment there and then pin it, so you could just comment your favorite moments down below, and I could just sit there, see if I agree with you or not. Probably not, probably yes, you never know. I know, you know, there was a lot to cover in this volume. I'm sorry I couldn't make it to everything important or good, in my personal opinion. You know, there's so much to cover, and this video is already 30 minutes long. I don't want to make it longer. So with that being said, I'm gonna just end it here. Like I said, comment down below. I love you guys. Go check out Neo Soul if you can. Please, it would just make me feel very happy. And yeah, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. And yeah, peace.